Have you ever wondered how our brain controls our emotions? It's a fascinating question, isn't it? Our feelings of joy, sadness, fear, and love aren't just abstract concepts. They are real, tangible experiences that are orchestrated by an intricate system within our brain. The brain, this extraordinary organ, acts as the maestro of our emotional symphony. It coordinates all our feelings and reactions, making us laugh at a joke, cry in a sad movie, or feel butterflies in our stomach when we see someone we love. These emotional responses aren't random. They're governed by a complex network of neurons, chemicals, and electrical signals that work together in harmony. Now, you might be wondering, how does the brain do this? Well, it's all about neurotransmitters. These are chemicals that transmit signals from one neuron to another. They are the couriers of the brain, carrying messages that determine our thoughts, actions, and yes, our emotions too. There are many neurotransmitters at work in our brain, each with its own unique role. Some, like dopamine, are associated with pleasure and reward. Others, like serotonin, play a role in mood regulation. But they don't work alone. They work together in a delicate balance to create the diverse range of emotions we experience. Just like an orchestra needs all its instruments to create a harmonious melody, our brain needs all its neurotransmitters to regulate our emotions effectively. It's a delicate balance, and when this balance is disrupted, it can lead to emotional disorders like depression or anxiety. In this exploration, we're focusing on one neurotransmitter in particular, norepinephrine. This powerful chemical plays a crucial role in how our brain manages our emotions, and understanding it can give us fascinating insights into how we feel, why we feel, and what happens when things go awry. So, let's dive in and explore the intriguing world of norepinephrine. Norepinephrine? It might sound like a complex term, but its role is fascinating. This small yet mighty molecule is a neurotransmitter. Chemical messengers of the brain that transmit signals across a synapse, the tiny gap between nerve cells. It's like the postal service of the brain, delivering messages from one neuron to another. Norepinephrine is part of a larger family of neurotransmitters known as catecholamines, which also include dopamine and epinephrine. These molecules are the brain's way of communicating quickly and effectively, and they play a crucial role in our daily lives, from how we think to how we feel and behave. So where does norepinephrine come from? It's produced in the adrenal glands and the brain's locus coeruleus, a tiny yet influential nucleus nestled in the brain stem. This is the control center for norepinephrine, acting as the primary source and regulator of this neurotransmitter in our brains. But what exactly does norepinephrine do? Well, it wears many hats. It's involved in a variety of brain functions, from attention and focus to the fight or flight response. When you're concentrating on a task or feeling a rush of adrenaline during a scary movie. But that's norepinephrine at work. It helps us stay alert, motivated, and ready to respond to the world around us. In essence, norepinephrine is a bit like the conductor of an orchestra, coordinating the various sections of the brain to produce a harmonious performance. It adjusts the volume, tempo, and rhythm of our brain's activities, making sure that everything is in sync and running smoothly. It's also been known to play a role in memory and learning. By strengthening the connections between neurons, norepinephrine can help us remember important information and learn new skills, proving that it's not just about survival, but also about thriving and growing. Now, let's delve into how this neurotransmitter impacts our emotions. Norepinephrine is not just a neurotransmitter. It's an emotion regulator. This small molecule, often overlooked, holds the reins of our emotional responses, shaping our feelings of joy, fear, and everything in between. It all starts with the brain's limbic system, our emotional control center. Here, norepinephrine acts as a messenger, transmitting signals between nerve cells. But it doesn't just deliver messages, it also shapes them, influencing how we interpret and respond to the world around us. Think of norepinephrine as a musical conductor, guiding the orchestra of our emotions. It sets the tempo, deciding whether our feelings will rush forward in a crescendo of excitement or slow down into a soothing lullaby. It's the maestro behind our heart-racing moments of joy, our stomach-churning instances of fear, and our quiet periods of calm and contentment. Now, let's delve a little deeper. Norepinephrine is closely linked with feelings of alertness, arousal, and readiness. It's the spark that ignites our curiosity, the fuel that drives our desire to explore and learn. It keeps us on our toes, ready to react and adapt to whatever comes our way. But it's not just about keeping us alert and curious. Norepinephrine also plays a crucial role in our body's fight or flight response, a primal reaction to danger. In the face of a threat, our brain releases a surge of norepinephrine, kickstarting a series of physiological changes that prepare us to either confront the danger or flee from it. Our heart rate quickens, our senses sharpen, our muscles tense. We become a well-oiled machine, primed for action. In a nutshell, norepinephrine is the unsung hero of our emotional world. It's the silent puppeteer that pulls the strings of our feelings, shaping our reactions and interactions with the world around us. It's a vital part of what makes us human, influencing everything from our most profound moments of joy and sorrow to our everyday moods and motivations. But what happens when the levels of this crucial neurotransmitter decline? Tune in for the next part of our journey through the fascinating world of norepinephrine. Like any other element in our body, balance is key, and norepinephrine is no exception. When levels of this neurotransmitter dip too low, it's like the lights dimming on the stage of your mind. The actors, your thoughts and feelings are still there, but it's much harder to see them and understand what's going on. Low levels of norepinephrine can create a ripple effect throughout your brain, creating conditions that are far from ideal. Think of norepinephrine as the conductor of an orchestra. When the conductor isn't there or isn't doing their job, the music can quickly become discordant. The instruments, or in this case, our brain functions, don't synchronize and work harmoniously as they should. One of the most common conditions resulting from low norepinephrine levels is depression. The world becomes drained of color and vibrancy, and everything feels overwhelming and exhausting. It's not about simply feeling sad. It's a persistent and pervasive low mood that seems impossible to shake off. Another condition that can arise from low levels of norepinephrine is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD. This is a condition that's often misunderstood, but at its core, it's about a difficulty in regulating attention. It's like trying to tune into a radio station, but the dial keeps shifting. So what might some of the symptoms look like? Well, they can be varied. People might experience a lack of energy or enthusiasm for life. They might find it hard to focus or concentrate. They might feel persistently down or sad. It's important to remember, though, that everyone is different, and these symptoms can manifest in many different ways. In conclusion, it's clear that norepinephrine plays a vital role in our emotional landscape and the overall functioning of our brains. It's the fuel that powers our thoughts, emotions, and reactions. And when the fuel runs low, the engine starts to sputter. So, norepinephrine plays a crucial role in our emotions and overall brain function. So let's bring it all together. How does norepinephrine shape our emotional world? Norepinephrine, a mighty neurotransmitter, stands as a key player in the grand orchestra of our brain. It's the conductor, guiding the rhythm and tempo of our emotional responses. It's the invisible hand that pulls the strings of our attention and arousal, helping us respond to the world around us. Remember, norepinephrine is not just about emotions. It's also about vigilance and the fight or flight response. When you're facing a challenging situation, it's the rush of norepinephrine that keeps you alert, focused, and ready to take action. But what happens when the conductor steps off the podium? When norepinephrine levels drop, the symphony of our emotions can fall out of tune. Depression, lethargy, and a lack of motivation are the dissonant notes that emerge. Without enough norepinephrine, we can struggle to engage with the world around us, losing our ability to feel joy and interest. Now, here's where it gets interesting. While low levels of norepinephrine can lead to problems, so can too much of it. Anxiety, restlessness, and high blood pressure are just a few of the issues that can arise from an excess of this neurotransmitter. So, maintaining a healthy balance of norepinephrine is crucial. It's about fine-tuning the orchestra. Not too loud, not too soft, just right. In the end, understanding norepinephrine is like unlocking a secret door into the intricate workings of our brain. It makes us appreciate the delicate balance that allows us to experience life in all its vibrancy and complexity. It's a reminder of how deeply our emotions are intertwined with the chemical reactions happening inside our heads. So let's continue to explore, to learn, and to marvel at the wonders of our brain. Because the more we understand about norepinephrine and other neurotransmitters, the better we can navigate the highs and lows of our emotional world. Understanding norepinephrine helps us better comprehend the intricate workings of our mind and emotions.